All right. So uh, have you ever like locked eyes with someone across a crowded room and felt this instant connection? Or maybe you've been in a meeting and you notice someone's like subtly mirroring your movements. And you're like, whoa, what's going on here? We're diving deep into body language and persuasion, unpacking the secrets that are hidden in plain sight. We've got research analysis, all sorts of fascinating stuff to unravel. Think of this as like your crash course in becoming a human lie detector or maybe just a more perceptive communicator, right? So, first things first, we're going to nail down the basics. You know how sometimes you can just tell someone's fibbing? Well, there's actually science behind that, like dilated pupils. It's not just about romantic interest, it's a primal response to anything that excites us, even if it's a really good sale at our favorite store. And shifty eyes, yeah, it's a classic giveaway that someone's trying to avoid the truth. Or maybe they're just really uncomfortable. But get this, sometimes people overuse eye contact to try and appear more honest, which can actually backfire and make them seem, kind of creepy. It's all about finding that sweet spot. And then there's the mouth right. I swear our lips give away so much. Tight lips, that's like holding back a secret or maybe just trying to keep a straight face during a super awkward moment. Speaking of awkward, those fake smiles that don't reach the eyes. Yeah, no crinkles, no genuine joy. And covering the mouth, that's often a sign of nervousness. Like, did I just say that out loud? But here's where things get really interesting. Head movements. Rapid nodding. I've definitely been guilty of this one. It's like, yeah, get to the point already. But it can also signal anxiety or a desire to please. On the flip side, a genuine head tilt. That's like saying, I'm all ears, tell me more. It shows real interest. And then there's the dreaded artificial nodding. We've all seen it, that glazed over look while someone's pretending to follow along. It's the worst. Like, they think we can't tell they're totally lost. Of course, we can't forget about hands and arms. Crossed arms, classic defensive posture, right? But sometimes it's just comfy. Like, I do it all the time when I'm cold or just trying to, like, concentrate. Outstretched arms, though. That's a power move for sure.
Think about those CEOs striking a pose on magazine covers all. I'm in charge here. It's about claiming space and projecting confidence. Same with hands on hips. Another way to assert dominance or maybe just take a breather. Okay, so now that we've decoded some basic body language cues, let's talk about the psychology of persuasion. Because let's be real, we all want to get our way sometimes right. And there are some seriously clever techniques out there. One that always blows my mind is creating vulnerability. It seems counterintuitive, but hear me out. Like the other day, I was at the grocery store and I completely forgot my wallet. Talk about embarrassing. So I sheepishly asked the person behind me if they could spot me a few bucks. And you know what? They were totally cool about it. It's like by admitting my mistake, I instantly created a connection and they were more willing to help. And then there's the ask for more strategy. This one's a classic negotiation tactic. You basically start with an outrageous request, knowing you'll probably get shot down. But then, boom, you hit him with your real request, which suddenly seems super reasonable. It's like, whoa, you're practically giving me a deal.
I've used this with my, let's just say, thrifty roommate when it comes to splitting bills. Start high, settle low, everyone wins. But beyond these sneaky tactics, building genuine connections is key. And that's where some simple but effective techniques come in, like using someone's name. Seriously, it's magic. It shows you're paying attention, that you value them as an individual. And mirroring behavior. Subtly matching someone's posture or gestures can create a sense of rapport, like you're on the same wavelength. Just, don't be too obvious about it. No creepy mimicry allowed. And of course, a little flattery never hurts, right? But it's got to be genuine. People can sniff out fake compliments a mile away. I once had a coworker who would constantly shower me with praise, but it always felt so forced and insincere. It's like, come on, just be real with me. Speaking of a powerful tool, let's talk about words. Certain words just have this like magnetic pull on our brains. Words like you, because who doesn't love free stuff? Instantly. Wow. And new. It's like marketing 101, but it works. These words tap into our desires, our need for instant gratification, our thirst for novelty. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good limited time offer, even if I know it's just a clever marketing ploy. But wait, there's more. Let's dive into some psychological theories that will blow your mind. Ever heard of priming? It's like planting a seed in someone's subconscious, subtly influencing their thoughts and actions. Like, I remember this one time my friend was trying to convince her husband to go on a tropical vacation. She started leaving travel brochures, lying around playing reggae music, even making pina coladas. And guess what? A few weeks later, he was the one suggesting they book a trip. Coincidence? I think not. Then there's the amplification hypothesis. It's all about, you guessed it, amplifying things. Like, let's say you're trying to sell a product. You could highlight all its amazing features, making it seem like the best thing since sliced bread. Or if you're trying to discourage someone from doing something, you could exaggerate the negative consequences. It's like choose your adventure, positive or negative, but make it big. And finally, the scarcity effect. This one's a classic. Make something seem rare or exclusive, and suddenly everyone wants it. Think about those limited edition sneakers that sell out in minutes.
Or that concert ticket you just have to have, even though it's way overpriced. It's FOMO, fear of missing out at its finest. I'll admit I've fallen prey to this countless times. There's just something about scarcity that makes us crave things even more right. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, from basic body language cues to some seriously mind-bending psychological theories. But are you ready to go even deeper? Because next, we're venturing into the world of subliminal persuasion. And trust me, things are about to get really interesting. All right, so subliminal persuasion. Sounds kind of shady, right? Like some kind of mind control thing you see in a sci-fi movie. But it's not about turning people into zombies, I promise. It's more about, subtly nudging someone in a certain direction. Planting seeds of thought. Creating an atmosphere where they're more likely to say, hey, I'm on board with that. One of the key elements here is projecting confidence. Think about it. Are you more likely to buy into what someone's saying if they seem unsure of themselves? Probably not. But when someone oozes confidence, it's contagious. It makes you think, hey, they know what they're talking about. Maybe I should listen.
It's like that fake it till you make it thing, If you project that air of certainty, people are more likely to trust you to believe in your message. And speaking of messages, using clear and direct speech is super important. This doesn't mean being aggressive or talking down to people, but it does mean being articulate and getting your point across in a way that's easy to understand. Like, I used to have this boss who would ramble on, and by the end of the meeting, I'd be like, wait, what were we talking about again? It's like, dude, just get to the point. And here's a little tip. Try framing your conversations positively. It's like that whole glass half full thing. Instead of focusing on the negative, try highlighting the good stuff. Like instead of saying, ugh, this project is going to be a nightmare, you can say this project is going to be challenging, but I think we can totally rock it. See the difference? It's all about perspective. And finally, before you even start a conversation plan for your desired outcome, what do you want to achieve? Having a clear goal in mind will help you stay focused and increase your chances of success. It's like, going on a road trip.
You don't just hop in the car and start driving without a destination in mind, right? You'd map out your route plan, your stops, make sure you have enough snacks. Same goes for conversations, have a plan. But subliminal persuasion isn't just about what you say, it's also about how you present yourself. And that brings us to the power of appearance. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe, but choosing your clothing strategically can definitely make a difference. Comfort is key, of course. You don't want to be fidgeting or feeling self-conscious about your outfit, but you also want to make sure your clothes are appropriate for the occasion. Like you wouldn't show up to a job interview in sweatpants, right? Unless it's for a job at like a yoga studio or something. And then there's color psychology. Different colors evoke different emotions. Warm colors like red and orange can be stimulating, while cooler colors like blue and green can be calming. So think about what kind of message you want to send with your outfit. Like if you're going on a first date and want to come across as, confident and passionate, you might choose a fiery red dress.
Or if you're giving a presentation and want to project an air of trustworthiness and authority, you might opt for a classic navy suit. It's all about using color to your advantage. Oh, and we can't forget about scent. Did you know that the right perfume can actually be a powerful tool of persuasion? I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Apparently, matching your perfume to your natural aroma can actually enhance your attractiveness, and some scents are even believed to boost confidence or create a sense of trust. So next time you're shopping for perfume, think about what kind of vibe you want to give off. Do you want to be alluring and mysterious? Or maybe fresh and approachable? There's a scent for every mood. Okay, so we've covered body language psychology and even the power of appearance, but are you ready to dive into the super fascinating world of NLP? NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And it's basically a way of understanding how our thoughts, language, and behavior patterns shape our reality. Now, I know it might sound a little woo-woo, but trust me, there are some practical NLP techniques that can be really helpful in, well, pretty much every area of life.
One technique is switching up your physical space to change the energy of a conversation. Ever notice how, like, the vibe totally changes when you move to a different room or even just shift your position? Like, imagine you're having a tense conversation with someone. Maybe you're both sitting down facing each other. Well, if you stand up and walk around a bit, it can actually help to break the tension and create a more relaxed atmosphere. It's like you're literally shifting the energy in the room. Another NLP technique is visualization. This is all about using the power of your imagination to achieve your goals. Like, let's say you're trying to quit smoking. Well, you could try visualizing yourself as a non smoker living a healthy, smoke free life. It might sound silly, but research shows that visualization can actually be a really powerful tool for change. It's like you're creating a mental blueprint for success. And finally, there's the NLP technique of taking away the ability to say no. Now, before you start thinking this is all about manipulation, let me explain. It's not about forcing someone to do something they don't want to do. It's more about framing questions in a way that leads them to a yes.
Like instead of asking, do you want to go out to dinner tonight? You could ask, where are we going to dinner tonight? See the difference. You're assuming that they already want to go out to dinner, so they're more likely to say yes. Now, of course, this technique doesn't always work, but it can be surprisingly effective, especially when used in a subtle and respectful way.
Okay, so we've talked about reading other people, but what about reading ourselves? Like, how can we use body language to, be more persuasive or just like come across better?
Well, one thing that always trips me up is posture. Ugh, I'm a total sloucher, especially when I'm tired. But I've noticed that when I sit up straight, it's like boom, instant confidence boost. It's kind of crazy how much of a difference it makes. And you know what else? Power posing. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but striking a powerful pose for a few minutes before a big meeting or presentation, it can actually make you feel more confident and in control. It's like tricking your brain into believing you're a total badass. Even if you're feeling, super nervous on the inside. And then there's a voice, right?
The way we speak can be just as persuasive as our body language. Speaking clearly and confidently can make people take you more seriously. Like, I remember this one time I had to give a presentation to a group of really important executives, and I was so nervous that my voice started shaking, and I kind of mumbled my way through the whole thing. It was a disaster. But the next time I had to give a presentation, I practiced beforehand, and I focused on projecting my voice and speaking slowly and clearly. And you know what? It went way better.
Yeah.
It's like people actually listened to what I had to say. But, it's not just about sounding confident. It's also about being authentic. People can tell when you're faking it. So it's important to be genuine and let your personality shine through. Like, I'm a total goofball, and I used to try to be super serious and professional all the time. But then I realized that it's okay to let my quirky side show. In fact, people seem to like me more when I'm just being myself. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that body language and persuasion are powerful tools, but it's up to us to use them wisely right. We can use them to connect with others, to build trust, and to create positive change in the world. Or we can use them to manipulate and deceive. It's our choice. So next time you're interacting with someone, take a moment to be mindful of your body language and theirs. Pay attention to the subtle cues that they're giving off, and try to respond in a way that's both authentic and effective. And remember, the power of communication is in your hands. Use it wisely, my friend. That's it for our deep dive into body language and persuasion.